Yo guys, what is up? Plus here, and welcome back to another video. So, in today's video, I got a fucking story that's actually pretty crazy. It's the story about the time that I drove, after drinking a Four Loko, smoking like 2 blunts, and took a tab of acid. And before I even fucking start telling this story, I just wanna like make a little disclaimer and say, don't fucking do the shit that I talk about in my videos, because some of it is really fucked and unsafe and just not even fucking cool to do. So don't fucking do this shit. If like you see something in a video and you decide to do it, that's fucking retarded, man. Just saying. So let's hop right on into this bitch. Alright, so alright, I got off of work and I went to my friend's house, and my parents told me I couldn't stay the night, but I had like a curfew and I had to be home at midnight. So I get to this kid's house at like 9, and he's like, bro, we fucking got Four Lokos. And I was like, bruh, that's fucking awesome. So he like hands me this Four Loko, and it's they probably only took like a few sips out of it. It was open, but it wasn't really that empty at all. And he was like, did you know that they have gold Four Lokos? And I was like, what the fuck is that? So I look at the can, and it's a gold can, and instead of 12% alcohol, which a Four Loko usually has, this one has 14. And I'm like, bet, and just fucking down this thing. And right after that, we smoke a few bowls out of the bong, and then we roll up a blunt and smoke that. And while we're smoking this blunt, this kid is like, dude, I want to go and get acid. And I'm like, bruh, you should let me drive, cause I've drank less than both of you, and I've also smoked less than both of you, and we got a good 20-30 minutes before this shit actually starts to hit me. And so they're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, you can drive. So we get in the fucking car after smoking, like we smoked this blunt, and then we smoked another blunt while we were trying to hit up the plug. And we hit up this one dude who I actually hadn't bought off of in a really long time, but he was just like the first person to answer the phone. So we get in this kid's car, and I've never driven his car before, and I mean, every car is a little bit different, like you kind of have to get used to the way it drives. And this kid's car would like pop into gear. It was like an automatic, but it would just like pop up into gear, and the car would like kind of lag for a second and then be like and just start fucking flying. Like, it was so weird. So I'm like turning, and as I'm turning, this thing just fucking takes off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody in the car is like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? This is fucking terrible. And I'm like, nah, dude, chill, I don't know what the fuck that was. And the kid who had the car was like, nah, bro, it's okay, the car does that, you're fine. So I drive to this fucking Wendy's, and we're just chilling there waiting on the plug to pull up, and like someone pulled up next to us, dropped him off, and just drove away. And he like gets in the car, and he's like, hey, long time no see, blah blah fucking blah, and starts talking our ear off for like 10 minutes, bro. And I'm just sitting there like so uncomfortable, thinking that like, I mean, we're literally buying fucking 5 tabs of acid, and we're all under the influence, and I didn't have a license. Like, it just wasn't good. I just wanted to get the fuck home. So as soon as this guy gets out of the car, I start driving home, and this kid is like, oh, well, we have to go bring tabs to my brother and his friend all the way across town. And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not driving you guys, like, no way, you can drop me off at your house and you guys can go. So they dropped me off, and, well, they didn't drop me off, they came inside with me, and they're like, here's your tab, we'll be back. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I only have like 2 hours until I have to be home. Like, I don't want to spend an hour or whatever the amount of time it's gonna take you guys to get there here alone. Like, fuck that. And they're like, okay, well then just drive with us. So the kid who, like, we get into this huge fucking argument over who's gonna drive, and this kid is like, let me drive, and my friend is like, no dude, you just told me an hour ago you were the most fucked up you've ever been in your life, like, there's no way you're driving. So then we were like, okay, you can drive, to the kid who was like trying to talk the other kid out of driving. So we go get in the car, and he goes to reverse and literally just like flies backwards, and he's like, whoops, and both of us are like, no, fuck no, pull over right now, fuck that. I open the door while he's driving, and I am like, let me the fuck out. So finally we end up settling on me driving again. So I get in the fucking car, and my logic was basically like, if these motherfuckers are gonna drive, like, I don't want them to die in a car wreck. Like, I'm definitely the most straight out of all of us, so I'll just do it. So I get in the car, and I whip us real nice, boy, real motherfucking nice, to this kid's house. We pull up, we give him the acid, and then we go home, and as we're like starting to drive back, I'm just starting to trip, like, very subtly. And by the time we're in this kid's neighborhood, I'm like coming up, and we were like, there were these two streets that were parallel, and then there was another street connecting the two. So these kids look over, and they're like, bro, race that fucking car on the street next to us. And I just start fucking hauling ass down this kid's neighborhood, going like 40 miles an hour. It was fucking fun. And then I pull up, we go inside, I drank like half of a Four Loko, smoked some more motherfucking weed, and then I went home, boy. And it was lit, but please don't fucking, like, hear these things that I'm talking about in my stories and go out and do them, because you can fuck yourself, bro, especially like what I did in this story. So leave a motherfucking like, leave a motherfucking subscribe. This has been Plus. Peace the frick out.